good writers. Yesterday we talked about the first part of our writing checklist for our writing stories. So today we're going to talk about the second part. So there are 8 things that I want you to be looking for in your writing to make it better. So yesterday we talked about 4 and today we're going to talk about 4. But let's review yesterday's very quickly. Do you have an opening for your story? Do you have punctuation at the end of your sentences? Do your sentences make sense when you read them? And is your handwriting neat and legible? Did you form those letters correctly? All right, friends, let's look at the other 4 things I want you to look at in your writing. Do you still have your good writing from? If you don't, pause the video and go grab it so that you can work while I'm talking to you. All right, hopefully you have your piece of writing in front of you and you're just going to check for these next 4 things. So the next 4 things are my picture matches my words. Did you draw a good picture that matched part of your story? Make sure that if you're writing about going to the pumpkin patch, draw things about Christmas. All right? And the next thing we talked about last week was capital letter at the beginning of our sentences. Yes, go back, friends. After every punctuation should be a capital letter for the next sentence. Every sentence begins with a capital letter. And we also learned last week that if we write I all by itself, that one needs to be capital too. Now, friends, did you end with a closing sentence? Did you tell me how the story ended? I hope you did, friends. I have a story that I'm going to share with you, and we're going to check all of these things. The last thing is I want you to add a title to your story. All stories have titles, just like when we read books. So I want you to start adding a title to your story too. Let me grab my writing and we're going to review my writing. Okay, friends, I have my writing. Do you guys remember when I was home alone and I thought somebody was in the chimney, but it was just my shoes? So we're going to review this story very quickly and then we're going to go through and check all of our writing checklist items, okay? All right, let me read it first. One night I came home and my parents had gone out to eat. I went into the living room to watch TV. I turned on my favorite show. As I was looking around, I saw a pair of shoes in my fireplace. I was scared. I was thinking, could someone be in my fireplace? Okay, friends. So, the first thing I need to check, do you guys remember? Let's go back to our checklist. Do you guys remember? Did I begin with an opening? And then I'm going to check punctuation. So let me go back. Did I begin with an opening? I did. One night. I told you what time of day it was. That is a good beginning. One night I came home and my parents had gone out to eat. Yes. Now, let's check my punctuation. Do I have a period after I pause and then a capital? I went into the living room to watch TV. There's my pause. There's my period. Here's my capital. I turned on my favorite show. There's my pause. There's my period and my capital. As I was looking around, I saw a pair of shoes in my fireplace. There's my period. There's my capital. I was scared. I do have my punctuation here. I was thinking, could someone be in my fireplace? All right, so I definitely have my good punctuation, and I also checked for capitals after my period. So I checked for punctuation and capitals. So I can check those off of my list. I had an opening. I had my punctuation right. I had my capitals at the beginning of my sentences and my letter I was capitalized. So I need to go back up and I need to make sure my story makes sense. Did you guys hear me read my story out loud? Yeah, I think it made sense. I don't think I had any missing words in my sentences. And then I need to go back and look and make sure that I formed my letters correctly. Did I take my time and form my letters correctly? And I can see on my good writing that this I needs a little bit more of a line on the top and the bottom. I think I was in a hurry, friends. So I'm just going to fix those so they look a little better. I think those look better. And I'm going to make sure my B is facing the right direction and my D is facing the other direction. Okay, friends, I think I'm pretty good on that one. All right, let's go back to our checklist. So let's review. I had an opening. I checked the punctuation. My sentences made sense. My handwriting was nice and neat. Did my picture match my story? Here's me in the living room, and here's the shoes that were in the fireplace. I have me in the living room, the shoes in the fireplace. Yeah, friends, it matches. My picture matches my story. My writing is looking good. All right. Capital letter at the beginning. We said we already did that. End with a closing sentence. Wait a second, friends. Did I tell you how my story ended? I was thinking, could someone be in the fireplace? Oh my goodness, friends, I did not end my story. So I need to do that. I need to pause and I need to end my story. I do not have an ending. I didn't tell you what happened. My sister came home. She said, "You are silly. Those are your shoes that I didn't put away. That you didn't put." Now, friends, I have run out of room. I'm going to squeeze it down here at the bottom, but if you need a new piece of paper, grab a new piece of paper. Away. Yeah, my mom had hid my shoes because I did not put them away. All right. So I have an ending now to my story. You know the whole story. The last thing on our checklist is to add a title to my story, and I definitely don't have that. So I'm going to think of a good title to my story, and I'm going to write it at the top. I think my story needs to be called "The Night I Was Scared." The night I was scared. Yeah. The night I was scared, because it was a scary night for me. All right, friends, use that checklist. See if you can add anything to your writing. See if you can use anything on that checklist to make your writing better. Happy writing, friends!